Hello, welcome to the new session of basic surveying, which is module number 3. In module number 3, we will be dealing with leveling. Okay, so this is the new topic for you people. Okay, so now let us understand what is leveling. Leveling is a branch of surveying, the object of which is first one to find the elevations of given points with respect to given or assumed datum and the second one is to establish points of a given elevation. With respect to given or assumed datum. So, the main object of leveling is to find the elevations of given points with respect to given or assumed datum and to establish points of a given elevation with respect to given or assumed datum. So, if you observe here, there is a word called elevation and datum, which you are not familiar with, right? So, now before going leveling, we should know what is this elevation called as, what is this datum, what is elevation and what is datum. We should understand this first. For that purpose, there is a figure written here to understand the terms used in leveling. Okay. So, let us consider this as earth and this be the center of the earth. This be the center of earth. Okay, and the earth's surface is not straight, it is spherical, right? So, if I consider a building here located and say there is a hill here and there is a building located here. Okay. Now, we should locate the position of these buildings with respect to some known point. So, in this figure, center of earth. So, from this I can measure this distance. Okay. This line is called as absolute level. Absolute level. Okay. So, if you observe these two diagrams, you can make out that here there is a hill above which there is a building located and here there is a valley where the building is located. So, if you observe, there is a difference in height between these two buildings. Now, if you want to determine that vertical difference in height, what is the height between these two buildings vertically, you need to know at what elevation, at what position this building is located. So, you cannot simply locate it easily, you have to take this point as a reference, then only you can say it is located at so and so place. For say for example, let me consider point A to point B at a distance of 5 meters. Similarly, we should consider this as point A and point B whose distance is known, then we can easily find out the position of this point. But we cannot keep on taking the center of earth as reference for all the points. We have to know the location in the surface. So, if we know the location of this particular building, we have to determine at what position this is located from this point. Okay. So, now we have to determine its height. So, what we do is we will consider or take reference point somewhere here. Okay. So, from this point to this point we can easily calculate the height. So, that is the difference, or the vertical height can be determined if we know the elevation of this point. Okay. So, what we are doing is we are reducing the level. So, this is called as absolute level. Now, we are taking this point as reference, so we can call it as a reduced level, or it is also called as elevation, right. So, this is a reduced level. How can you calculate reduced level? That is RL is equal to absolute level minus radius of earth. That will give you the reduced level. So, by taking this as a reference point, we can easily determine its elevation. From this point to this point, what is the difference in height? So, again by keeping this as a reference, we can determine its elevation. Okay. If this is clear, let us consider this diagram. So, if you observe this, as I said earlier, the earth's surface is not straight, it is spherical or it is curved, right. So, if you observe, see, all the structures or the objects on earth will not be in the same position. There may be a hill or there may be a valley as well. Okay. So, there may be a hill as well as valley, that is difference in height. So, at this point we can say it is a hill. So, when we come to this point, so now there is a difference in level between these 2 points, right. Okay. So, what is this surface is nothing but earth surface which is curved, fine. Okay. So, now let us understand some of the terms used in leveling, basic terms, that is level surface. A level surface is defined as a curved surface which at each point is perpendicular to the direction of the gravity at that point. Okay. The surface of still water can be taken as level surface. So, any surface parallel to the mean spheroidal surface of the earth is therefore a level surface. Okay. So, this is the level surface. Next is level line. What is level line? See here, any line which is drawn on the level surface is called as level line. Okay, any line on this level surface is called as level line. So, you know what is level line now. What is level line? If you observe the figure, a level line is a line lying in a level surface. It is therefore normal to the plumb line at all points. Therefore, it is normal to plumb line at all points. Now, the next question which arises is, what is plumb line, right? I had shown you the plumb bob. Why is plumb bob used? Plumb bob is used to mark the station, that is transferring of center of the instrument to the ground, right? So, that is nothing but plumb line, that is vertical line. So, if you observe here at this point, this will be the plumb line. Okay. Next, what is horizontal line? It is a line drawn tangential to the level surface. If you observe this diagram, it is the tangential that is drawn to the curved surface. If you observe this diagram, you can easily understand. Okay. Also, it is perpendicular to the plumb line. If you observe here, this line is perpendicular to the plumb line. Okay. Next term is vertical line. What is vertical line? It is a line normal to level line at that point. So, if you take this line, this is nothing but normal to this point, normal is nothing but perpendicular. So, it is perpendicular to this line, that is called as vertical line. It is commonly considered to be the line defined by the plumb line, fine. Okay, the next term is datum. Yes, now what is datum? As I had written earlier, the word datum. Now if you observe this figure, I have written datum here as well, is equal to MSL. This MSL is nothing but mean sea level. I think you people have seen MSL at various places, especially in railway stations. So what is datum? Datum is any surface to which elevations are referred. The mean sea level affords a convenient datum world over, and elevations are commonly given as so much above or below mean sea level. It is often more convenient, however, to assume some other datum, especially if only the relative elevations of points are required. Okay. So what is datum? In simple words, it is any surface to which elevations are referred. So by taking this as reference, we can say the elevation of next point is so and so from this point. That is, elevation of an object which is considered is above mean sea level or below mean sea level. Okay. In India, Survey of India has adopted mean sea level at Chennai as the datum surface. Next, what do you mean by elevation? Yes, what do you mean by elevation? Let me consider this as point A. Let me consider this as point B. Now, say for example, I know the elevation or position of point A, that is from mean sea level, it is around 250 meters. Okay, just imagine I know the position of point A, which is located at 250 meters from mean sea level. Now, keeping this as reference, you have to calculate the elevation of this point, that is point B. That is nothing but the vertical height. Okay. So what is this height? The elevation of a point on or near the surface of the earth is its vertical distance above or below an arbitrarily assumed level surface or datum. Okay. And next, what is vertical angle? If you observe this figure, the vertical angle is nothing but angle made between the two horizontal lines. So whatever angle is made between the horizontal line, that is called as vertical angle. Okay. Next, what is mean sea level? What is mean sea level? It is the average height of the sea for all stages of the tides. It is nothing but is the average height of the sea for all stages of the tides. Okay, this is how mean sea level is calculated. And the next term is benchmark, or we can also say it as BM, benchmark. What is benchmark? Benchmark is relatively a permanent point of reference whose elevation with respect to some assumed datum is known. So as I said earlier in this particular figure, while explaining, I told you, you know the elevation of this point with respect to mean sea level is 250 meters. So keeping this as reference, you can calculate easily its elevation, right? So benchmark is nothing but it is relatively a permanent point of reference whose elevation with respect to some assumed datum is known. Okay. So in benchmark you have two types. First one is permanent benchmark. The second one is temporary benchmark. The position where I am standing, or the position of this building where I am standing right now, is defined by private sectors. It is not defined by government bodies. Whereas the permanent benchmark is defined by government bodies, especially in railway stations, if you observe the nameplate, you can observe clearly there will be some numerical value as plus 200.000 MSL. Okay. So, this is carried out by government bodies that should be taken as permanent benchmark. They have calculated the elevations from mean sea level and they have determined its elevation. Okay. And also if you observe in this figure, see here, okay. So, this is the level surface and this is the level line, this is the horizontal line drawn tangential to the level surface, and the line not drawn normal to the horizontal line is the plumb line, it is also called as vertical line, and this surface is nothing but a datum. Okay. Next we have methods of leveling. Three principal methods are used for determining differences in elevation, namely barometric leveling, trigonometric leveling and spirit leveling. Okay. First one is barometric leveling. Second one is trigonometric leveling. Third one is spirit leveling. Trigonometric leveling is also called as indirect leveling. Whereas spirit leveling is also called as direct leveling. Okay, what is barometric leveling? It makes use of the phenomenon that difference in elevation between 2 points is proportional to the difference in atmospheric pressures at these points. Okay. A barometer therefore may be used and the readings observed at different points would yield a measure of the relative elevations of those points. So, in barometric leveling what we are going to do to determine the difference in elevation, we have to take atmospheric pressures at those points as well. Okay. Then only we can easily find out the difference in elevation between 2 points. Coming to the second method, that is trigonometric leveling, it is also called as indirect leveling. So, in this case it is the process of leveling in which the elevations of points are computed from the vertical angles and horizontal distance measured in the field, just as the length of any side in any triangle can be computed from proper trigonometric relations. So, in this case by knowing the vertical angle to this point whose elevation has to be determined and the distance between these two, that is the horizontal distance between the points is known, then we can easily find the elevation of this point. That is, by knowing elevation of this point and the vertical angle to this point from the horizontal and also the horizontal distance, we can easily calculate its elevation by using some trigonometric functions. So, if I want this h to be calculated, how can I calculate that h? If I know this distance d, say for example this is 10 meters, now I want h. So this is adjacent side, this will be opposite to alpha, and this will be hypotenuse. So H is what? H is opposite. You need opposite. So we have opposite and adjacent. So you can make use of tan function. Tan alpha is equal to opposite by adjacent, that is H by D. Now if I want H, I should write H is equal to D into tan alpha, where alpha is what? Alpha is the vertical angle to the object whose elevation is to be determined, and D is the horizontal distance between the points. If you make use of trigonometric function like this, you can easily calculate height of the object or elevation of point C. Okay, this is how you determine elevation by using trigonometric leveling. Okay. Next we have spirit leveling, which is also called as direct leveling. So what is spirit leveling? It is the branch of leveling in which the vertical distances with respect to horizontal line, that is perpendicular to direction of gravity, may be used to determine the relative differences in elevation between two adjacent points. So in this case, if this is a point and this is another point, so this is the horizontal plane, this is the vertical line, okay, two adjacent points. So in this particular method, that is by making use of spirit leveling, that is direct leveling, we can determine the elevation of this point by considering this. Okay, so easily here the H can be determined easily, right. So this was not in case of trigonometric leveling. Here we had to make use of some trigonometric function. Fine. So I hope you have understood the methods of leveling. Now let us move on to the next topic. Which is different types of instruments which are going to come across in this particular unit. Okay. So in this particular module we are going to deal with now let us understand how many instruments are there to determine elevation of an object. How do you determine elevation of object? By using different instruments. What are the instruments used? How many instruments are there? Okay. The first one is dumpy level. Dumpy level. I will show you this dumpy level in the next session. First let us understand what is dumpy level. Dumpy level is an instrument used to determine the elevation of given point. It consists of a telescope tube firmly secured in two collars fixed by adjusting screws to the stage carried by the vertical spindle. The modern form of dumpy level has the telescope tube and the vertical spindle cast in one piece, and a long bubble tube is attached to the top of the telescope. This form is known as solid dumpy. The leveling head generally consists of two parallel plates with either 3-foot screws or 4-foot screws. The upper plate is known as tri-brach plate and the lower plate is known as trivet, which can be screwed on a tripod. When I show you the instrument, you will understand this clearly. Okay. So various parts of it. The next one is auto level. What is auto level? It is similar to the dumpy level with its telescope fixed to its tri-brach plate. For approximate leveling, a circular spirit bubble is attached to the side of the telescope. For accurate leveling, a stabilizer or compensator is fitted inside the telescope, which automatically levels the instrument. Whatever may be the type of automatic level used, it must be leveled with approximately 15 to 30 minutes of the vertical to allow the compensator to work. This is usually achieved by using a 3-foot screw arrangement in conjunction with a small circular level which is mounted somewhere on the level. So, in auto level you need not level the instrument as in case of dumpy level. I will show you how to adjust the dumpy level in the next session. So, it will be having a spirit bubble attached to the try batch plate. So, it automatically levels, but we have to do approximate leveling up to 15 to 30 minutes of the vertical. Okay. Next instrument is digital level. Next instrument is digital level. What is digital level? The digital level can be used for any type of leveling in the same way as an optical level, but has the advantage of being able to measure and record electronically. You cannot measure and record electronically, but here you can measure and get the data electronically. You can measure and record electronically in digital level. That is the biggest advantage using digital level. Digital level uses electronic image processing technique and interrogates a specially made bar-coded staff in order to obtain readings. So, what is staff? Again I will explain that in the next session. Staff reading, etc. Okay. The detector diode array derives a signal pattern from a barcode type of leveling staff. So, you people are familiar with barcode scanning, right? So, in the same principle this also works, and there will be an instrument called staff wherein there will be barcodes that will be recorded directly from the telescope and measured and recorded electronically. Okay. The field data are automatically stored by the instrument on its recording module. The staff reading errors, data booking errors and calculation errors are thus eliminated. So, in the previous two instruments, as during data booking as well as some calculation errors, but in digital level those errors will not be arising. Okay. Next instrument, laser level. Laser level. The laser level is a control tool consisting of laser beam projector that can be affixed to a tripod, which is leveled according to the accuracy of the device and which projects a fixed red or green beam along the horizontal and or vertical axis. A rotary laser level is a more advanced laser level in that it spins the beam of light fast enough to give the effect of a complete 360-degree horizontal or vertical plane. The laser beam projector employs a rotating head with a mirror for sweeping the laser beam about a vertical axis. A staff carried by the operator is equipped with a movable sensor which can detect the laser beam and gives a signal when the sensor is in line within the beam. Okay. In the next session I will be dealing with the dumpy level, what are the temporary adjustments of a dumpy level, how a dumpy level looks like. I will show you in the next session. Okay. Thank you.